So yeah, we can probably just get started. Like I said, we should be getting several more people come in. But I definitely want, Grant, I want you to kind of go over, like we talked about, kind of like a very, a good overview of the system in general for those people who aren't as familiar, as well as the top value adds that it brings to agents. Because I've always stressed to, agents as much as possible that this is by far like the highest rated resource we offer to our agent partners. And so I really want to be able to stress that to everybody on the call today of why this is working so well for people, not only on our end, but on the agent side as well. And then, like you said, any new updates that you guys have and any new features that are going on, obviously we'd love to hear about too.
Yeah, that's perfect. And hey, Greg, I'll probably tap on your shoulder a few times too for some good use cases, if that's cool, man.
For sure. That's what I'm here for, man.
All right, awesome. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, hop onto my presentation, and what we're really going to focus on today, everyone on the call, whether you're on Homebot yet or you're just starting to learn about it, there are some big overarching themes here, and a lot of it relies around the fact that you're a wealth advisor. Right now, people need advisors more than ever. They need those leaders to help them through times of uncertainty, and most importantly, they need valuable information. So what we're going to focus on today with Homebot is we're going to talk about how our system is not only going to help you engage your current clients, which will help you generate more repeat referral business over time, but we're also going to talk about how Homebot is going to help you figure out who your motivated sellers are, figure out who your motivated buyers are, and how you can leverage our system on social media, at open houses, and anywhere where you can expand your sphere. So for those of you that haven't heard about Homebot yet, we're based off this figure right here where 83% of what the average American retires on actually comes from their home equity. So essentially you're selling retirement plans to your clients. But when you toss someone the keys, sometimes everything just goes out the window. They don't recognize how they could be saving money by refinancing, adding additional principal payment. They don't recognize what they could be doing with their equity, how they could be buying investment properties, maybe trading up to a new home, or even securing that safety net because they may have lost their job or crap may have hit the fan. So where Homebot really comes into play here, and this is what we're really going to focus on today, is your clients need you, and you need an effective way to stay in front of all of your clients every single month. So what Homebot is it's a wealth digest that sends out every single month automatically in an email to your clients that shows them how they could be saving money or building wealth with their home. And this thing has a lot of good information, whether it's the value of the home, how your client could be using their equity to set themselves up for a good future, refinancing. Every aspect of this thing is customized to your clients. And because of that, we have exceptionally high engagement rates, and your clients are going to want to reach out to you. So you're going to hear this a lot. Good content equals good conversations. If you have enough good conversations with someone, chances are you're going to be the first person that pops into mind when they actually want to get something done with their home. So on the note of that, Greg, how many, conversations would you say Homebot's built for you over the 2+ years that you've been on our system? Would you say it's pretty progressive week over week, lots of people engaging?
Yeah, and I think that, and I'd put in some of my posts for this, promoting this event, we average 12 to 14 leads a week. So engagements back where they're saying, hey, I want to check my value, or hey, I want to look at it, cash out my primary to buy an investment property. And then I get feedback though, not through the site, where people are playing around. They're saying that they like the playing around, like you just said, paying down their principal payments. That's a super easy calculator. I've done it myself. It's probably the most user-friendly tool in the business to be able to go in there and do it. It's just one of the easiest tools to use. So yeah, we get quite a bit.
That's awesome. Yeah, and that's what Homebot's all about in terms of generating your own leads. There are a lot of tools out there like your Zillow, your Redfin, where you're buying leads that sometimes may not even be too qualified, or may have been people that you potentially even closed in the past. But with Homebot, we're turning your own database into a lead generation machine for you. Because sometimes the best leads come from your past clients. They could be an excellent referral base. They could have repeat transactions. And ultimately what Homebot's doing is we're just providing a ton of light switches, because every single interaction that your homeowner has with Homebot goes directly back to you as the real estate agent. So for example, if I'm the homeowner and I'm receiving Homebot from my real estate agent every single month automatically, here's what my homeowner experience looks like. I'm going to see my real estate agent front and center. I'm going to see the value of my home, which we all know is the real eye catcher, right? People want to see the value of their home. They want to see how it's progressed over time. But what's really important here is if the homeowner ever has any questions about the value of their home, they can actually reach out to you directly as the real estate agent. This is where Homebot stops you from getting Zillowed, because your homeowners can actually say, you know what? I think the value of my home is off. Or even better, you know what? I'm thinking about potentially listing my home. Let me check with my real estate agent to see if this is the most updated value. So what Homebot's doing here is we're actually playing to the fact that sometimes computer models can be wrong. And we're saying, hey, if you're a homeowner and you want to get an updated value, click this button. Tell your real estate agent what you think the value of your home is. And the second a homeowner clicks this button, you as a real estate agent get a text message and an email that says your client wants a CMA request. Now, this is one of our top producer tactics for real estate agents, because Homebot becomes a listing machine for you. If you get a CMA request, which Greg, do you get maybe 1 or 2 of these a week or a couple a month?
Oh yeah, no, a couple a week.
All right, solid. And what do you do with those CMA requests?
So I confirm that the agent got them, and then we call and just say, hey, how's it going? I saw your request. Hey, is it something that you're looking to either refinance or you're looking to sell your home?
Exactly. You nailed it. And that's the script that we always roll with too for our top producing real estate agents. Just give that person a call. If they want a CMA request, it honestly doesn't matter too much if they actually want to list or if they just thought the value of their home was off. They started the conversation with you. If they start the conversation, you just got put in the driver's seat. It's like you said, Greg, you can push them to the refi side of things. You can see if they were interested in leveraging their equity in whatever way you want. On the real estate agent side, you can see if they were thinking about listing, if someone in their neighborhood was thinking about listing. And most importantly, you just had a great conversation and your client saw you as an advisor. So really that's all Homebot's doing here. Every aspect. Hey, this is the value of your home. This is the equity you have. Here's what's important now. You could be setting up a safety net. You could be dropping your payment by X amount per month because rates are so low. Reach out to your real estate agent to connect you. And that's why Homebot has such a high engagement rate. Over 50% of people engage with Homebot every single month automatically. So if you had a database of 100 people right now, you could rest assured that if you're the busiest agent on the planet, Homebot's sending out automatically. Over 50% of your clients are actually looking at this. And if they do have a question, they just click a pink button and it sends you an email. You've got the full context and you're in the driver's seat. It's exactly what we're getting after here. Now, where the Gale team factors into this equation here is for Homebot as a real estate agent, you would need a co-sponsoring lender to connect with you. But it's very, very intuitive how this works. Your clients are your clients as the real estate agent. So you're always going to be front and center. But if your client happens to have a question about a financing related activity and they want to learn more, that's where the Gale team will show up. So this is very intuitive. We want to create the best experience possible for your clients as the real estate agent. So the Gale team will only show up in the financing related sections. And more importantly, you will still get an email as the real estate agent if your clients have a question about refinancing or HELOCs or cash out. So you're always in the conversation because we want to make sure that you can drive the conversation. So when it comes to the co-sponsorship piece, which we'll talk about a little bit more coming up in the next few minutes, just know that you will still get every single message that comes from your clients, and you will be an even better resource to them, because if they have a question about a 15 versus a 30, they can reach out to the Gale team directly, and the Gale team can answer that question for them, which makes the experience that much better as well.
But I like that it loops in the realtor, because it just gives them another reason to call and touch base with that database and stay in relationship with them.
Exactly. And that's what we're getting after here too. I mean, you never know what someone's thinking until you actually call them and talk to them, right, Greg?
Yep, exactly.
Oh yeah. And that's definitely what we're getting after here in terms of creating all these different light switches. And everyone else on the call too, please feel free to unmute yourself at any time. Feel free to chat at us, and we'll be happy to answer your questions too.
I know Daryl had his hand raised in there. Daryl, if you want to come off mute, you can ask your question if you want.
Yeah, I was just asking about, I wanted to know where's the data coming for the CMA that they're getting?
Yes, sir. Excellent question. So the question was for everyone on the call, where are we getting this value from in terms of the valuation of the home, and how's the CMA process work? So where we're getting our data from is from a data provider called Black Knight. So Black Knight provides automated valuations. They're one of the largest providers in the US. And what they're doing is they're just picking out data points of recently sold homes, recently appraised homes, anything that is MLS data we're pulling from. But sometimes computer models can be wrong because there's not enough data, or it may be a new build, or it may be a transitional neighborhood where there's mansions next to smaller homes. So sometimes this can be slightly off. So what Homebot did is we said, you know what? We're trying to position you as the expert as a real estate agent regardless. So let's actually work this to your advantage. So if the home value looks slightly off, or if the person's interested in listing, they can click this button right here. So not only can they tune the value to what they think their home is, but they can ask for an expert opinion. So when they do click this blue button after they've reset their home value, it sends you a text message and an email that asks you as the real estate agent if you can do a CMA request for the client. So Homebot does not have an internal CMA generating type tool. So Homebot won't pull comps. We won't do anything along those lines. All we're doing is we're saying, hey, listen, if you have a question about the value of your home, reach out to your real estate agent. Your real estate agent will do a comparative market analysis for you. And then we put the ball in your court. You can give that person a call, send them a video, text them, get to really know what their situation is. And once you do that comparative market analysis, you can actually update their value in Homebot to what that CMA came out as well. Does that answer your question, Daryl?
Yeah, I just wanted to, I use RPR a lot from NAR, and you know, they have a nice, I think they have a good feature there where they give it a 1 to 5 star rating, and then you know, if it's a 5-star rating, you know they've got pretty solid comps. But I run up where I do a lot of work up in desert hills and stuff. I run into the problem a lot where they just have no valuation at all because it's so all over the board up here. Does that ever happen where somebody would just get a no valuation at all, or?
Yeah, so how we do that over at Homebot is if we can't pull enough data points, we will actually never send the person a digest. And you can actually check to see who was not sent a Homebot within your system. So this is powerful because number one, if we don't have enough data, we're never going to send someone a blank digest, or we'll never send someone a digest with no valuation. We'll actually tap you on the shoulder. And what's cool about it is if we didn't find a valuation, you can actually put one in for that home. So if you do a CMA and you figure out what the value of the home is, you can actually input that yourself. It creates that as the new data point, and it will send them the digest once you actually include that value. So it does happen sometimes, but you can rest assured that when it does happen, we won't actually send anything to that client that would lead to a bad experience.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And we'll actually, we'll hop into that a little bit more too. I know a few of you on the call are on Homebot as well. So that'll be a nice little tactic to go into also. So the next piece of the puzzle, and sorry too, Daryl, did you have a follow-on question, sir?
Nope, that was it. Thank you.
All right, awesome. So here's a really big top producer tactic, everyone on the call. How are your homeowners thinking about using their equity? So this is by and far one of the best ways that real estate agents are getting transactions off of Homebot. Number one, Homebot's actually showing your clients what they can do with their equity. This is big because if I have a lot of equity in my home, sometimes people don't recognize they could be trading up or buying an investment property, or maybe even adding more livable space, create an emergency fund. This is one of the best areas for your clients to reach out to you about questions regarding the equity on their home. But more importantly, if your homeowner is thinking about doing one of these two things, buying their dream home or an investment property, they can actually set up a buying experience in Homebot. This is one of the most important emails you will get as a user of Homebot. If someone is thinking about buying a property and they want to create a Homebot Buyer's Digest, you'll get an email. That email is really simple. Your client is exploring new markets. The second you get that email, a light switch should go off in your head that says, I have a homeowner that is thinking about buying. I might get a listing and I might get a buyer as well. This is where so many real estate agents are getting twofers or whatever you prefer to call them, because Homebot's actually qualifying who their motivated sellers are, but at the same time, showing you that they're a motivated buyer as well. So let's use this as a segue into the buying experience of Homebot. It is a comprehensive zip code by zip code, neighborhood by neighborhood, market search tool. So this is not the same thing as a home search or a listing search. This is what we like to call, it's more of just showing you which buyers are warm. Like this is your heating system showing you across your database who is thinking about buying and who is the hottest buyer lead. So it's nationwide. If you have snowbirds, or if you have people that live across different states, or if you work with real estate agents or you're licensed in multiple states, what's really cool about this is nationwide. So you can actually create a referral system across numerous different states and numerous different regions. But the whole idea around this Buyer's Digest is if you have a homeowner that's thinking about buying, you can actually give them an experience where they can see investor grade insights on when and where they should be thinking about buying. The same thing's true for all of your buyer leads. If you met someone that's thinking about buying their first home, or if you're buying leads off a website, or if you just have a full database of leads that you're thinking about nurturing, this is a great tool to put them on. So what's really easy about Homebot is all you need to do to get your clients uploaded into our system is just send us an Excel file or a CSV file of your clients. We upload all your clients for you. And if they're a buyer, they receive this every single month. If they're a homeowner, they receive the Homeowner's Digest, which I just showed you. So what do all of these numbers mean? What we're actually showing your buyer right now is where the hot and cold markets are in their area. And this really plays into the equation, especially if you're a first-time homeowner, for example. No, a lot of people don't realize that when we say a seller's market, could mean that there's fierce competition, or you might have to bid a decent amount above asking price, or you may not get your home on the first try and it may take a decent amount of time. And a lot of people don't recognize that, and they may end up having to sign an apartment lease, or they may end up getting cold feet and kind of fall off the map. Homebot's also showing them where they could afford the biggest home on average. This is all national MLS data. So we're actually showing people, hey, listen, if you wanted to live right in the heart of Phoenix, I mean, move a few miles west and you could probably afford a bunch more in terms of home and get more bang for your buck. Or, hey, if you were thinking about this area, but you have 2 kids, maybe 1,400 square feet isn't enough, and maybe you should just go slightly north or slightly east or slightly west, and you can afford a lot more. So Homebot's just showing all of your buyers what's pertinent in terms of their current situation, but more importantly, it's tipping you off at everything they're doing. If someone likes a zip code, you get an email as a real estate agent. If someone wants to see listings in their area, you get an email as the real estate agent. So your buyers are tipping you off as to when they're thinking about getting the home shopping process started, so you can get them hooked up with the Gale team if they need to get pre-approved, or you can actually get them set up on that custom listing search, and you can really get the process going.
Grant, I have
Yes.
a question again. So I've had a couple of my past clients that have come to me and they said, we have this medium-sized pile of money. We want to look at buying, a couple investment properties, but we don't want to live in them. We want to stay in our current house and buy something and turn it into a rental. And I think this will give like a heat map of, if I understand right, of pricing and stuff. Is there any way to overlay that with a comparison of what properties are renting for in those areas?
Now that's an excellent question, Daryl. So there's two things to think about here. Number one, what are we specifically getting to in terms of data? How can you compare that data? And is it possible to give them an analysis of what homes could rent for on the investment side? So what's cool about this is the buyer's
Just
digest.
running a quick cap rate.
Yes. And what's really cool about this is this isn't the only part of the buyer's experience. So this is just the heat map. Once people start liking zip codes and once they start digging in, they can also look at their buyer's report, which will actually give them a side-by-side comparison of every single zip code they favorited with these current metrics on what they should be thinking about. So this doesn't...
Is there a rental in there? I can't see that.
No, sir. So right now, there is no long-term rental piece, but
Okay.
we do have a short-term rental piece. So this buyer's digest right here, it gives you some good stuff, like how long it could potentially take to buy in a zip code you favorited, from the prepare stage all the way to the close stage. It will show you how much you could afford at current interest rates. So this is awesome because right now interest rates are really low. 6 months ago, you could afford a lot less home than you can now. So it's going to actually trigger in people's minds, wow, I should be buying investment properties right now because rates are so low. What am I doing? And finally, if someone's interested in buying investment properties, we will actually show them live Airbnb data on how much homes in that area are renting out for. So this is the closest thing we have, Daryl, to what you're talking about. We don't have a long-term comparison, but your investor can actually type in any home address they want to in the US, and they can see how much those homes are renting out for on average on Airbnb and Vrbo.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. And this is just another one of those kind of cool tools because a lot of people don't recognize that they could be making a lot of money. I guess not really necessarily now off of Airbnb, but once things do get back to normal, this is a great tool to just kind of once again trigger that thought process. Hey, Daryl, how do I do this? Can you help me learn more? Hey, Daryl, I didn't realize that I could be saving a lot of money. Can you hook me up with the Gale team to get me set up and pre-approved so I could buy that investment property? So the ultimate goal here is that Homebot is just a light switch machine. Every single aspect of what your homeowners and buyers are going to receive is going to be flicking off light switches in their head. But most importantly, it's going to be positioning you as the wealth advisor. So now let's segue that into your brand, because your brand is everything. It's what your clients perceive you as. It's the way you portray yourself on social media. Any door you walk through, it's tied to your brand as a real estate agent. So with Homebot, what you can actually do is you can share your brand and you can get people to sign up for your Homebot any which way you want to, whether it's social media, whether you're doing open houses. You get your own personalized lead capture page with Homebot. And what's really powerful about this is, number one, it's branded to you as the real estate agent. Number two, this is a simple link. You can post this, text this, email this wherever you want to. And number three, you're providing value. You are giving someone a digest that will show them every way they could save money or build wealth over time. You're positioning yourself as an expert in the field with all of this great wealth advice that you're giving them. And most importantly, you're expanding your database. So there's a few top producer things we want to think about here. Number one, I highly suggest when you do sign up for Homebot, or if you're currently signed up for Homebot, the first people that you send this to are your partners. Send it to your certified financial planner. Send it to your divorce attorney. Send it to any person that is giving you referral business. And the script is simple. Hey, I'm trying out this new tool, Homebot. I was wondering if I could get your opinion. It's helping save my homeowners a lot of money, and it's giving them the power to understand home finance. And you add your partner's home on your Homebot. This is powerful because if you have a certified financial planner and you set up that CFP on your Homebot, every single month you're going to be in front of that CFP. That CFP is going to be receiving Homebot for their home. And that CFP, most importantly, can actually share your Homebot with all of their clients because they have this link. So now if your certified financial planner is in with the client and that client says that they have a few investment properties and you're sending that certified financial planner Homebot, what they're going to think is, wow, you know what? Homebot would actually be perfect for this. Hey, I've got a link for a free report that you should check out. And next thing you know, your certified financial planner is just passing you along business. Your divorce attorney, even your hairdresser, whoever is giving you referral business is passing along your Homebot. So that's one of our first big things. Number two, open houses, virtual, in person. This is great to have open on a tablet. This is an easy way to capture every person that walks through that door because they're either a buyer or they're a homeowner thinking about buying. So if they walk in and it just happens to be a neighbor that's even a looky-loo, I mean, how nice is it that you can just whip out a tablet or whip out your phone and say, hey, how about you check out this free home report? This will actually show you your value, your equity, and you might even be able to just buy this as an investment property as well. Whichever way you want to swing it, now you've got a way to engage every single person that walks through the door. You're offering something for free to them. It's going to add value. And most importantly, if you're not the best with follow-up, or if you're more of the one or two phone calls and then some things fall off the map, or if you lose the business cards, you don't have to worry about that with Homebot because it's sending every single month. It's keeping you in front of that new lead. And that lead is going to be empowered to actually reach out to you. So the final piece here, social media. This is great to put on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, because you're offering good content. It's going to start good conversations and it's going to organically build your database. So what a lot of our top producers do is they'll actually post a video on Facebook, and that video will be a screen share of them going through their own Homebot digest, talking about how it's helping them save money, talking about how it's showing them how to better use their home as an asset. And they'll just say, oh, direct message me your address and email and I'll get you started on this. It's free. Or, hey, click on the link in my comments or click on the link in my post to get started. And now you're starting to leverage Homebot to your advantage on social media because it's positioning you as a wealth advisor. It's easy to sign up and it's capturing every single person that's interested in your post as well. So that kind of encompasses our three big pieces here. Client engagement, because your clients need you as a wealth advisor. There's a lot of uncertainty and you want to make sure that you are hitting every single person in your database on a monthly basis. Talked about motivated buyers and sellers. With the Homebot for Buyers experience, you're not only going to secure more listings, but you're also going to figure out who your motivated sellers are. So when someone is ready and they do want to get started with home shopping, you're going to be the first person that comes to mind. And number 3, all about your brand. We want to brand you as a wealth advisor. Providing something for free to your homeowners and buyers that adds this much value is going to be paramount. So with that all in culmination here, let's talk about the options that you have with Homebot. So number 1, for everyone on the call, you can sign up for a free trial version of Homebot. Reach out to Lori, reach out to Greg, reach out to myself. We can actually get you set up on a free trial version of Homebot. This is powerful. You can upload up to 25 people. I highly suggest you make your partners part of those people that you upload, and you can just check the system out, see how the system works in terms of your business. And most importantly, if you get one transaction off of Homebot, it's probably going to pay for it for about 20 years. So the first thing is reach out to Lori, reach out to Greg, get set up on the free trial version of Homebot. If you're ready to get started on the full version of Homebot, it's just $25 per month. You get up to 500 people you can upload. And for everyone on the call as well, you get a $50 wave setup fee if you use the code GRANT50. So everybody on the call, if you can screenshot this or jot it down, that will waive your $50 one-time setup fee. We've been working with the Gale team for probably over 2 years now. Really appreciate working with them and want to be sure to extend this offer to you guys through it as well. So that's yeah, that's kind of my quick little how-to on Homebot right there, but it's definitely going to help you generate more listings, stay engaged, figure out who all your motivated buyers and sellers are. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me as well.
This is awesome, man. I got to tell you, something that wasn't mentioned is that, I use a lot of different, CRM, bomb video, all that stuff. And this one by far for me and my agents is the highest open rate by far. One of my agents had a 96% open rate last month, because I can go in there and see who's viewed it, who's opened it, how many were sent. And I just, on the calculator, I'm like, 96%. That's unheard of from an open rate. And it just shows to me the value that is eye-catching. I don't know about everybody on the call, but you see like it's the black and the pink. It's just different from normal stuff. So people click on it. And another thing is, like, if you just open your search bar right now and put what's my home value, you're going to get the Zillow, Redfin, and those ones. That's what people do if they're not getting things like this, because this keeps you in front of them, keeps me in front of them. I don't want them going to the Zillow site because it takes them to a different realtor, different lender. I want it all kept in our little web. And so with me having Homebot, my agents on Homebot, it just keeps everybody in the same spot.
That's exactly what we're getting after too. If you can keep everyone within your atmosphere, all those deals are going to come back to you. Your attribution is going to be a lot higher. Not going to lose any deals to a website or someone trying to wedge something between you and your client. That's all we're getting after. We're just making you the expert.
Yeah, and it's weird, man. I get the post where it says someone added another house. So I refi or do someone's purchase and they add their investment property into it. I also see where they share it to somebody else. So someone else signs up for it. It literally does go viral because people like the content. And so they share it with other people.
Oh yeah, that's all we're getting after too. I mean, when Uber first got started, right? If I saw someone hop into a taxi, I'd say, what the heck are you doing? Download this app. This is awesome. Same concept. Right? Good things get passed around, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So I think that's all I have on my end. If anyone has any more questions, feel free to unmute, feel free to hop in the chat box. But with that, really appreciate partnering with the Gale team, of course. Thanks for having me on, Lori and Greg, and hope everyone has an awesome rest of their day.
Yeah, same here, man. Anyone have any questions?
So we did record this session, so I will send you all a follow-up email with that recording if you want to pop back in and re-listen. And also just remember, like, I know we covered a lot here, but if you have specific questions that come up or, you need some help with this, setting up your account, we're here to help. Grant is here to help. He's been amazing support for us throughout all of this. So he's always available If you do need to jump on another call or do some additional training, just let us know. We're happy to set that up. And I'll also, I'll go through our list for those of you who aren't already set up on Homebot. I will send you the invite. That's just a really easy way to start the process. It'll be via email, and then obviously feel free to reach out to us if you have questions on that or need help with the setup.
Cool. Thanks, Lori.
Anything else you've got, Greg?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I mean, I've been really pushing consumer direct for a long time on the lender side, right? Because I get a lot of realtor referrals. And so I've been driving out to get, you know, in relationship with HR, you know, human resource companies. But Homebot's been the single biggest source of business for me outside of real estate business, simply because I use it to, you know, when I do an event at a school or at a company, I take all the information and like Grant said, all I need is a name and an address and an email, and I can get all that data aggregated, and the digest will go out to them. And so I'm continually in front of the consumer that I never even did a deal with. I just met at an event, and they're pushed into the system, and then every month they're just getting stuff, and eventually they're just going to click the little button and they're going to end up doing business with me. I mean, last year we referred out as a team $6.85 million of closed business to realtors that all came from consumer direct, and the majority is, for me, was through Homebot. And my goal this year is to clear 10 million. So, and it's all through like posting this on LinkedIn on a regular basis, shooting little screenshot videos of how I'm using Homebot, videos of the slides from today's slide deck. I mean, I'm gonna use this to repurpose and get just the general public engaged, because all I need them to do is opt in, and then they're just going to get the stuff. And every month, and at some point in time, they're just going to, that's just where they're going to click, and I'm going to get the information. I'm going to connect with them of value, and then we're going to do business.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us today. And like I said, watch for an email from me after the call. And yeah, hope you guys have a great day.
Thanks, Grant. Appreciate it, buddy. Thanks, man.
Thank you, everybody.
Later, bro.
Have a good one.
You too, man.